All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming back for session number 3 of today, day 1, session number 3 of the weight loss love story challenge. So we're going to get kicked off at 9 o'clock. It's 8:57 right now, so we have a few minutes, letting everybody get into the room. But at 9 o'clock, we're going to kick off. From 9 to 9:30, we'll roll strong, talking about weight loss and creating this love story and transforming our lives. And so I want to be respectful of your time since you are here. We're going to go from 9 to 9:30, and then we'll be back all week long on the same schedule where I'm offering the sessions at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All the times are Eastern Standard. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard, and then 9 p.m. Eastern Standard every night. And so we're broadcasting across TikTok, YouTube Live. We're in a couple Facebook groups, and some private Facebook groups. And if you have not joined the challenge yet, there's still time for you to be a part of the challenge. You can go to weightlosslovestory.com and register for the challenge, and you can be a part of it. There's content that I post in the private Facebook group that's not available anywhere else. So like the daily worksheets and the trainings for you to follow along and fill in, they're in the private Facebook group, and I share them there. And that's weightlosslovestory.com. So in just a minute, we're going to get kicked off and get this thing going. And tonight we're going to talk about mindset and meals. So all day long, we've been talking about mindset as it pertains to the different aspects of transforming your life, right? The different aspects of going through weight loss and what it means, from the exercise portion to at 12 o'clock, we talked about mindset and the transformation. We had a transformation talk. And then now we're going to talk about mindset as it pertains to meals. Right? There's no reason, I believe there's no reason to jump in and just start talking about, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. Because look, if you don't prepare your mindset, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that, somebody hands you a lot of things to do. So if your mindset is not prepared, then your efforts more than likely will not be sustained. So in just a second here, we're going to get going at 9 o'clock. And we're going to get into mindset and meals, and we're going to talk through it and strategize it a little bit. So it's 9 o'clock now. So let me pray for us before we get kicked off. Father, thank you for this opportunity to be together again. Thank you for each person that is here. I pray that the message and the information that is shared today will transform someone's life so that they can live more abundantly. I thank you for each one. I pray blessings upon their house and their home and their lives. In Jesus' name, amen. So now we're going to talk mindset and meals. When we look at meals, as I said earlier today, if you were part of the sessions, we know better, right? We know better. We just don't always do better, right? I can tell you, I'll go ahead and be vulnerable right now, because in my little cabinet, there's a Snicker bar. There's a Reese cup. Let me just tell you, let me just be honest. There's a Reese cup in here. They're not sponsors for this, but hey, it's in there. There, you know what I realized lately? I used to, like say a prayer before I ate the candy. I'd be like, oh God, let it be nourishment to my body. And then one day I caught myself. I was like, it doesn't matter how much I pray for this candy. It's not going to be nourishment to my body. Like, even the Lord's going to be like, come on, man, please. Like, I'm God and all, but you're praying for a Reese cup to be nourishment to your body? No shot. It's not happening. So I started to think about it. I'm like, listen, we know to do better. We don't always do better. Right? And when we approach the transformation process, oftentimes when we think about what we're going to do in the kitchen, the work that happens in the kitchen, many of us dread it, right? We dread it because it seems like life is going to become so much less fun, so much less enjoyable. Food now is going to become a job, and I have to do this, and I have to do that, and I have to eat this way, and I can't eat this. And it becomes very, very restrictive. And I told you, I am going to be the voice of your body for the next 5 days, the next 4 days after today. I'm going to help you by being the voice of your body, because we are having a relationship with our bodies, our minds and our bodies. We're having a relationship. And then we in this relationship, we say things like to our body, like, I want you to lose weight. I want you to not look that way. I want you to not be getting out of breath when we're walking up and down the steps. I want something out of you. I want you to go to work. I want you to be able to carry this stuff. I want you to be able to perform a task. I want you to be able to have sex and feel good. I want something from you. We want things from our body, right? However, when it comes down to the part of the relationship, when it comes to us caring for our body and making sure we're nourishing our body and respecting our body and providing our body with what it needs, we're a little fugazi. We're not, some of us, we're not all that great, right? And it shows up because we say stuff like, I'm just going to pick up a Snicker bar on the way and I'm just going to eat that. Or I'll just pound these Reese cups and I'm going to eat that. And I don't really want to do broccoli or vegetables because I don't really like vegetables. I don't really like that. No, that's not me. I don't want that. And so our mind is saying, I really don't want to give you. I don't want to give you what you need. I'm not willing to be the kind of relationship partner that gives you what you need in order for you to perform at your highest level. No, I'm not going to give you the sleep that you need. No, I'm not going to give you the water that you need. I'm just going to give you a substitute. Now let's put that into a romantic situation. And you're saying, look, my love language is, words of affirmation. And somebody just keeps giving you gifts. And you're sitting there and you're saying, but my love language is words of affirmation. And you keep handing me gifts. And so that person then is like, I don't understand what the problem is. I'm giving you gifts and you're acting like you're not appreciative. And it's not that you're not appreciative. It's that doesn't meet your need. And when we just give ourselves the emptiness, we're saying we don't want to meet the need. Right? We say, oh, if I could just have some quality time, and somebody, they're there, they're doing their work, they're doing their thing. And they say, but I'm here, aren't I? I'm here with you. Isn't that enough? Like, wait, no, you're just giving me something. You're just giving me some filler. And oftentimes we give ourselves filler, wondering why it doesn't sustain us. Because guess what? Your body is not looking for something to munch on. It's not looking simply to have something to digest. What your body wants is to be nourished. Your body says, listen, if you nourish me, if you give me the vitamins, if you give me the minerals, if you give me the proteins and the carbohydrates and the fats, all in a nice put together package, guess what I'll do for you? I will perform for you. I will make changes. I will shift for you. This body that you want to look different, I will do that for you because that's the way I want to be. Your body wants to be most healthy. Your body is designed to be most healthy. It wants that. But we sometimes work against it by giving it just stuff. And then after we kind of go through this process, not really strategizing, just handing our body something, then we get upset. I look so terrible in these clothes. You walk past the mirror, so fat. You look gross. I'm saying these words because these are the words that hundreds of women have told me. It's what they say to themselves. I'm gross. I'm fat. I look disgusting. I'm anything but beautiful. I look a mess. And so when we start to strategize food, we have to take on a whole different relationship. If you really want to see transformation happen in your life, we start approaching it just differently. Yes, there are going to be some vegetables in your life, right? There's going to be, there needs to be some adjustments, because if you don't make adjustments, what you are actually telling your body is, I actually desire what we have. This relationship that we have, this is what I desire, and I'm not willing to make any changes in order to see change. See, when you make change, your body's going to change. When you start putting forth that consistent that effort to exercise, guess what? Your body's stamina is going to increase. It's just going to happen because as you sow the good seed, you are going to reap good benefits. And so today has been about, let's get our mind right, because we're going to move forward. We're going to start doing, we're going to start putting into action. There are things that we're going to have to do different. Like I said earlier, we have to be okay with the conflict that's coming. Okay. There's conflict coming. Why? Because we've been living our lives a particular kind of way. And if we want change, then change means conflict. That means we are going to meet what exists with something different in order to create change. And it's a good thing. And so as we start to visualize, what do we want? What do we really want to see in our lives? What change, what transformation? You say to your body, listen, I know I might not have been the best to you. I may not have treated you that kind. I might not have cared for you. But guess what? I'm going to be different. I'm going to start feeding you something different in this relationship. I know my words have, like, it sounds nuts, right? To talk to yourself this way. But if you really have the relationship with yourself, you say, I know my words have been harmful. I know I've said things about you. I know I've looked at you particular kind of ways. And I know that's harmful, because guess what? If someone else did it, it would hurt you. If someone looked at you and had disgust when they looked at you, it would hurt you. If someone criticized you when you put on clothes, it would hurt you. If someone criticized you when you walked by after freshly getting out of the shower, it would hurt you. And so guess what? Your words are hurting you as well. And so guess what? Wherever you're at in life, you get to say, hey, you know what? We've been in this relationship 35, 45, 55, 65, 85, 95 years together, however long you've been together. What you get to say is, today, I'm going to start loving you where we're at. I'm not going to ask you to be the woman of your past, because those days are gone. I'm not asking you to be something that's ahead of us. Nope, that's not here yet. I just want to love on you here. I just want to care for you here. I want to find out what you need here. I don't want to force junk on you and just have you consume it. Now, I want to start listening to you. What do you need? Do you need some vitamins? Happy birthday to you. Do you need some vitamins? Do you need some minerals? Do we need to go on a walk? Do we need to exercise differently? This is all real. And so if you have your worksheet, if you're a part of the group, if you have your worksheet, the one thing I put in here, and this is a fill in the blank, it says, I am responsible, blank. I am responsible for blank my palace. And we talked about Cinderella Strong and this kingdom message where she lived in a kingdom that was rich in romance, right? It was peaceful and prosperous and rich in romance and tradition. That's what it says at the very opening of the story. Once upon a time in a faraway land, there was a tiny kingdom, peaceful and prosperous and rich in romance and tradition. And so we talked about earlier how she was in prison at one point. Living in this kingdom, she was in prison. And she moved from being in prison to ultimately being in the palace. And through this story, there was something that she did, and it's something that I believe we all have to do, and that is to protect the palace. You are the palace place. See, even though right now you might be in prison to a situation in your life or to feelings or to bad habits that, let's not call them bad. Let me step back. They're not bad habits. You might be in prison to habits that are not supportive of the outcome that you desire. See, if I consume this, but I say, I want to be my most healthy and fit self, if I'm consuming this at some great abundance, it's not helping me. So it's working against me. I'm not protecting the palace. I'm not protecting my temple. I'm not protecting myself. And so if we want transformation, we have to see the value in the palace. You are the palace. You might be in prison right now to something. You might be addicted to food. You might be addicted to your depression. You might be addicted to the pain of yesterday. You might be addicted to whatever you're addicted to, and you might be in prison to that. But you're still a palace. There's still a process for you to go from where you are to being healthier, to being stronger. And so right now, you showing up and being here for these moments, you're making an investment. If you hang with me this week, I guarantee you, we're going to walk through some really practical steps. But right now, we're going to address this mindset. And so I want you to start getting a picture of yourself as the palace, your picture of yourself as the beautiful place, as the beautiful person that you are, whole and rich and peaceful and prosperous. Like, I want you to start seeing yourself differently. I know where you have been, right? I know that you've been in that situation and it's been hurtful and it's not ideal. I love the Cinderella story because she experiences all of that. Right? She starts off her life one way, but she loses her mom. She loses her dad. She loses her inheritance. She gets locked up in her house. And then when she thinks that she's going to the ball, from her scraps, she took scraps. They had scraps and they put it together. They just had some hand-me-downs and they put it together. And she thinks that she's getting ready to go, and that gets stripped away from her. In that moment, she runs out and she's crying, devastated. And then she meets someone. She has an encounter with the fairy godmother that helps her, and she ends up in the palace, right? Like, all of us have a story where we've experienced hurt, where we've experienced pain, where we wanted to give up, may have wanted to die, may have tried to kill ourselves, may have tried whatever. We've been in that place. But I want to tell you that that's not the end. You're breathing, you're here now. Your story gets to keep on going. You are the palace place. And so we have to protect the palace. And so what we're going to do to protect the palace, on the worksheet that says, I will make disciplined, that's what goes into the blank. I will make disciplined decisions based in logic that will support my desired outcome for improved health. See, when you realize you're the palace place, and that if you make a disciplined decision that's based in logic, it's going to support the outcome that you desire. Like, we can get out of shape without strategizing that, right? Well, I'm going to speak for myself. I can be out of shape without strategizing it. Like, listen, it's like Halloween time, and these bad boys are in abundance in the store. It is like drugs. These are like drugs, just sitting there, just calling me when I walk through. Like, every box is orange. They want me to buy this. And I've been buying them, right? So here's the problem. If I don't make a disciplined decision about this, I mean, they're selling these joints in 10 packs and value packs. It's terrible. But if I don't make a disciplined decision about this, I'm going to be back telling you guys the scale number has gone up, and it just keeps going up because I'm not making a disciplined decision. Not based in logic for what I desire. I'm making a disciplined decision based in logic for something I don't desire, because even if I keep choosing these repeatedly, that is a discipline. I am choosing something for an outcome that I don't truly desire. I said it earlier, we're all disciplined. Many of us have just learned how to be disciplined towards an outcome that we don't desire. So we have to begin to make the shift. We have to decide. We have to, like, I'm not saying, like, don't do any exercise, don't change your meal plans, don't do anything. Don't even do it. Not before you decide which way you want to go. Like, you got to decide. And I'm not the person that's going to try to convince you to do it, because if I have to try to convince a person to change, that means I have to keep on encouraging them and building them up and like pumping them up and like, then I'm driving their car. I don't want to drive your car. I want to go along with you on the journey. But I don't want to have to say, oh, let me be in control of all this. Let me have to wake you up. Let me have to ask you, are you doing the right thing? No, I don't want to babysit it. No. Let's go through this together, right? Let's do this together. Let's work on this together. I don't want to have to drag somebody along. No, those days are gone. I need you. Here's what I'm gonna say to you. I want you to find something that makes this change severe enough for you to do it. I want you to find that place, that thing that hurts enough for you to change. Like, you have to look on the inside. There has to be a consequence to me doing this. If I keep on doing this, if I keep on feeding myself this, there has to be a consequence that I recognize, and it has to move me to change. I have to say, if I do this consistently and I'm not drinking water, and if I'm just being haphazard about my diet, there's a chance I'm not going to see my children grow up. I can end up having a heart attack, or I can end up having some situation happen. Like there has to be something that touches my heart to move me. Like I shared it. Like my dad was in the hospital last week, had a stroke. He's had a couple of them over the past few years, and I don't want that. But I know I've seen my dad do things, and I know I have some of his habits. One day, my dad used to always like have like tuna fish sandwiches. He would eat them like at night with tuna fish sandwiches and Lay's chips, right? And he would have a soda. And one day, I was doing the same exact thing. I was like, "Oh no, I can't do that." And I put the sandwich away. I was like, "No, I have to do better. I know better. I have to do better." And all of us, we have to decide, like that thing that hurts, right? Maybe it's the dress that you can't wear, or maybe it's there's some that I know, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw them out. I know people have had hurt feelings and they felt bad because they couldn't go to Victoria's Secrets and shop, or any store, any particular store where they wanted to go buy that bra set from there, but they didn't have their size. They're like, that hurt me. I want to be able to shop wherever I want to shop. I shared with you the one about, listen, I want to buy one plane seat. I don't want to buy two plane seats so I can fly. I want to go have some adventures. I want to go parachuting, but I'm too heavy. I can't do it. Right? There are things when we start to look at our lives and you say, look, it hurts me to not have the opportunity. One of my ladies, one of my girls, they said, I want to be able to ride a roller coaster with my child. Right now, I can't do it because the thing, it can't, I'm too big. I can't fasten into it. It's too much. Right? So when you find that thing, you say, no, that hurts me enough. Missing out on that opportunity hurts me enough to make the shift. I want something different. Then we do it. But I don't beg people. I'm like, no, I'm not begging you. I'm not begging you to change. I want it for you. I'm willing to show up for you. But I'm going to tell you, there was a time in my career where I was literally paying for people to work with me. I was paying for my clients because I was putting the prices low and doing all I can. Like I was trying to help them overcome every barrier. And I would work with them, and then I was going out having to do other work just to pay for the building and everything like that. Like I was all in. And then I see somebody posting, oh, here I am pounding back all these drinks and doing all this. I'm like, wait. Like it means more to me than it means to you. That's no good. So I encourage you, find something that make it mean something to you. Right? And so later on this sheet, it says, today I make a healthy decision to change my mindset. And because of my change today, my future is being positively impacted. Your mindset will change your whole life. You can be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's a big deal. What you think, how you think, it will change your whole life. If you stop telling yourself that you were ugly and fat and no good and worthless and whatever things you say, right? You have your own dialogue. You have your own narrative. Whatever things you say, if you stop saying that stuff, you're like, no, I'm not going to treat you that way. I'm going to be a better relationship partner to you. I'm going to love on you differently. I'm going to care for you differently. Like, I'm just going to give it a shot, at least for 5 days, right? At least for these 5 days when we're hanging out. Like, this is free. You're not paying for it. So just show up, right? Show up and just go with me with this one. Trust me with this one. Just give yourself, start to just love on yourself differently. Start to have some moments where you say, you know what? Instead of criticizing you, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to build you up. I'm going to tell you, good job. I'm going to tell you, girl, you look good. Right? Just when you get dressed tomorrow, when you do whatever you do tomorrow, or perhaps you go take a shower tonight or whatever. When you get out the shower or you go get put on clothes or whatever, look at yourself and give the compliment. Just say, girl, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for sitting in that broadcast today and listening to Brian. All right. I'm proud of you with your sexy self. Like, go ahead and just give it to yourself. Let yourself hear you say it to yourself. Right? Express it to yourself. Like, I'm proud of you. Girl, you look good. And don't throw in a but we could be different. No, 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 no. That's like saying, oh, hey, babe, you look amazing today in that dress, but your shoes are messed up. Like, no, don't undermine the compliment. Just give the compliment and leave it. You look good, period. Just practice the compliment with the period. No contradictions, no buts, just the period. Just end the sentence. It'll make a difference. It'll make a difference. So, why I'm telling you this, here's the reason why we're going through this today and getting our minds right. Because we are creating, we're getting ready to build and put together the picture of the woman that you desire to be. Let me show you something. You see this? Hammer, nails. Do you know that no one really wants a hammer and nails? I mean, yeah, you'd say like, no, construction people want them. No, I don't think so. People don't really want hammers and nails. What do they want? They want to be able to put something together so that it holds. You put it in the wall. You want to be able to, you hammer a nail into a wall, not so that there can be a nail in the wall. You put it there so you can hang a picture, right? The tools aren't really what you want. Exercise, you don't probably really want it. No, you want the outcome. I want you to start thinking about what's the outcome that I really want. The tools, exercise, a meal plan, things like this. These things, these are tools. Do I really want plastic containers? No, not really. But what do I want? I want to be able to organize the food that I strategize to help me get to the ideal outcome that I desire. These are tools to help you get there. These are some more tools. I told you about the jump rope, right? But these are other tools that I suggest that you get. Now, you can just get them from the dollar store. You can get them from the dollar store and, like get them that way. Or here's a life hack. Like the other day I had Chinese food and I just saved the container. Right? So I'm sure I'm not the only one that, has saved a few like Chinese food containers. Like, I saved them that way. I'm not going to tell you go out and start crushing, Chinese food just to get the containers though, right? But these tools, like we are building, what is it? A weight loss love story, right? These are tools to help us create the story. This is helping us to write the narrative. When I pull this out, this is helping me. My love story, I'm saying when I put my food in here, I'm saying I'm going to love you on this day. I'm committed to loving you on this day. I'm planning and strategizing loving you on this day. I'm loving you on this day. And I look at my refrigerator and I'm like, I am strategizing my love. This is a different ballgame. When you start to rise in love with yourself, so much so that you begin strategizing it, okay, guess what? Things are going to get different. You're like, no. I'm not just going to have tools. I am going to build this house. I'm going to build the house and then I'm going to decorate it. I'm strategizing this. I'm all in on this. And so when you begin thinking of your life, you think every action now that you take, the food that you decide, like every once in a while, I just want to be very honest. Every once in a while, I'm going to give Reese cups to myself as a little treat. But there are times that I have to hold off. And this right now for me is not a Reese cup season, right? These actually belong to one of the young ladies I work with. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to give it to her when she shows up tomorrow for the program, right? And so now I know for me, this is not where I want to be. This is not what I want in my life. And so you begin strategizing. What do you want? And are you willing to love yourself into that place? Are you willing to love yourself into a discipline of love, into routines and actions? Because if you are, then showing up for the rest of this week is going to be highly beneficial for you. Because that's what we're going to talk about. Like, okay, so what do I do? What actions do I take? How do I actually strategize food? What food should I put into my containers of love, right? Like, how should I fill my love tank? What should I do? And for somebody, they might be thinking, you know what? This sounds a little sappy for me. It's a little too mushy for me. Well, guess what? That's me, right? There was times we spend so much time like fighting who we are. This is who I am. This is the way that I want to convey the message, to help you go through the transformation process and tell it as a love story, so that you not only get it for yourself, but every relationship you go through, you start to understand, no, I need to strategize this. It's not just only going to be for you. You're going to take this and you're going to be able to apply it at work, at home, with your spouse, with whoever. Like, you're going to be able to apply it. But writing that love story for yourself is a game changer. Like, when you decide that I love myself enough, I'm going to start here. And guess what? I'm standing here and I have extra pounds and I haven't known what to do and I've criticized myself and right now I try to wrap a towel around me and it doesn't work and right now whatever your right now is, guess what? Your right now is not going to be your forever. And I'm making a declaration to you that change is here. Like, this is that Cinderella moment. As corny as it might sound, this is that Cinderella moment where she meets the fairy godmother. Like, I'm that person. I'm not the fairy godmother. I'm just a good godfather, whatever, or a good friend, or just someone that cares enough about you that says, listen, trust me on this. Don't give up. Like, this is your time. You have been waiting. There's no other reason for you to be here with all the millions and billions of people in the world. There's no other reason for you to be here except for this being your moment. Like, this is your time. And so I want you to think about the picture that you want to hang. Like, yes, we're going to have the tools and that stuff is okay, but tools won't move you. And where's my wand? I know somebody's going to ask. Like, these words, they're my wand. Like, the trainings, that's my wand. I'm going to say, look, here's where it is. This is what we're going to do. And you know what's going to happen? Just like in the movie Cinderella, when that transformation starts happening, it started from the ground and worked its way up. Because what you're going to be able to do first is you're going to be able to walk it out. So it's going to start at your feet. It's going to be in your actions. And then it's going to work its way up into your mindset. And so what you have done by showing up and practicing and just taking my word for it, when I say, look, here, go ahead, fill out your worksheet. Go ahead, go live in the group. Keep staying connected. Go and get your containers of love. Go get that stuff, right? As I encourage you to do it, and as you do it, you are starting to walk out the journey of transformation. You are writing your love story, because as you show up, as you go and you get them, you're going to say, I did this on this particular day. This is why I put the date on here. Like, you're going to write it down. On this date, I made a commitment to myself. Like, I made a commitment, a conscious choice to love myself in action. And you're going to walk it out. But then it's going to get to that point. It's going to sink in your mind. And you're going to say, wow, all this time I've been walking it out. I didn't fully get it. But now look at me. The vision that I had back in October, on October 11th, the vision that I had back in October 11th, when Brian was saying, like, what do you see? What are you thinking about? Like, envision your future. The vision that I had, that I could be healthy, that I could be whole, that I could be riding a jet ski, that I could be jumping out of an airplane, that I could be rock climbing, that I could be bike riding, that I could be walking up and down my steps and not being out of breath. The vision that I see, that I could be shopping at the store that I want to shop at, that I could wrap my towel around myself, that I could put on socks and there wouldn't be a crease around my ankles, that I could buy one plane ticket and not two. I can just keep going on, because I've heard them all. And the sisters and the women that I've worked with, I've seen them do it. Like, I know for a fact, because I know that there was a woman that told me, I'm too heavy to have a baby. The doctor told me I'm at risk. And if I don't lose at least 100 pounds, he said I'm going to be at risk and I can lose my baby simply for being this weight. And then she lost the 100 and then she got pregnant. Like, it's different when a newlywed woman says, I will not get naked in front of my husband because I'm so ashamed. And you start working together and you start training. And then all of a sudden I said, listen, you're robbing your husband of an experience of simply enjoying you. She said, yeah, I know. But when you go through that process and you start transforming, you just commit to the process. Is it quick? No, but you have those wins along the way. Then all of a sudden, they got Marvin Gaye, let's get it on. And he's able to see his wife, right? There's a gift in you. There's a gift in you. Whatever that might be, there's a gift in you. And so I'm here just to help to encourage the gift. I'm here to help you know that transformation is possible. And if you commit to the process and if you commit to showing up, you can see it. But it's going to start here and then we're going to walk it out, right? Today, like today's commitment is enough to get you going. Like you don't have to try to figure it all out. I'm just today's commitment to say, you know what? I showed up today. I'll show up again for myself tomorrow. Right? I'll just show up. I'm not going to show up and make demands on myself. I'm going to be kind to myself. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to compliment myself. I'm going to look at myself favorably. Like today, I'm committing to doing that. And when my tomorrow comes, I'm going to do it. Like I'm not asking you to go pound any weights. I'm not asking you to go out running. I'm not asking you to do any of that yet. Like, no, it's not about that stuff. I want it to be like heart and mind, like connected there first. And then we're going to take a step. Not all of them, not all the steps. We're going to take a step. We're going to implement slowly. Why? Because if you can build it in and have success, here's what I know. You'll keep going. But if I piled it on, if I told you, you got to do this, and this, and you feel overwhelmed, guess what we're going to default to? We're going to default to the habits that we've already had. So we're going to sustain change by winning step by step. And you're in a community with other people that are taking the steps. You're like with other people that are on the journey. They're like, girl, you writing your love story? I'm writing my love story. And I'll tell you, I'm writing my love story. Do you know? I want to thank you for this. You are a part of my love story. Because I got to a place in life where I was giving up. And then when the change started to happen, I said, I want something different in life. I want to be able to serve my gift. I want to live and not die. And so I had dreams of this kind of stuff where we would get together and I would be able to share. And so this is a dream come true for me. That means my time is up. I want to be respectful of your time. And so I just want you to know that there is life still to be had. Okay. Like, thank you for being a part of this day, right? This whole entire day, whatever session you've been a part of, being a part of this session. Thank you for that. We have more days ahead of us and they're just going to get better because we're going to grow in these next 4 days. We're going to grow. And so I want you to believe something is possible for you. Like, take some time tonight after getting off this live stream. Take some time. Let it sink in. If you're in the Facebook group or wherever you might be, go live and like share your takeaway. Doesn't have to be long. If you're on Twitter, tweet me something. I'm at BA Shep, BASHEPP. Like, just tweet me something. Like, I solidify it. Don't just let it be like I heard it. No, take a step to say, you know what, I'm committed to me. Type it out, put it somewhere, go live in the group. Because when you do it, it's going to help not only you, but it's going to help those that are around you, right? Someone's going to see that and they're going to say, wait, she was part of Cinderella Strong too. She was in the session. It's not just me. I'm not alone. And so I'm encouraging you because right now, what we're doing at this very moment is building a stronger community. I call it a sisterhood. Like I always say, I'm the brother that built a sisterhood. And so in building a sisterhood, there's strength in it. And so go live, be connected. Tomorrow we'll be back on at 9 a.m. Then Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time again tomorrow and all throughout the week. And so you can go ahead and set your calendar. Go ahead and jump into the challenge at weightlosslovestory.com. You can get officially registered so that way you can get messages and the information and everything. But look, I'm fully committed to you, right? I want to see you have a wonderful experience. And tomorrow we're going to start doing some giveaways, some free giveaways. And I'll be doing like some giveaways for coaching sessions and that the jump rope that I had shared. I could share that with you real quick if you haven't seen it. So there's a jump rope that you can get off of like Amazon. Just real quick, I'm really done. So there's a jump rope. This is it, and so it spins this way. So just say like maybe you haven't jumped rope in forever, or you're carrying extra weight and you don't feel like jumping up and down. Look, I've been around the ladies for a long time, and so when you want to lose weight, they told me like, Brian, I'm not trying to have these boobs and this belly and everything just jiggling, jumping around. I don't want to do that. Plus, it hurts my knees, it hurts my ankles, it hurts your joints. I get it. And so what I did was I was like, let me find an alternative to jump rope. So these are a great alternative for jump rope. And guess what? You will not mess up. I mean, I can sit here and just whatever, and you won't mess up, right? So it's cool. And you throw in some music. You can, do the electric slide while you're jump roping or whatever. So this is something you can get it off Amazon. Just a weighted jump rope, or weighted ropeless jump rope. You'll find it if you Google that. If you're in the Facebook group, it's in there. And then, of course, you want to get your containers because we'll strategize using those. And but like I'll give away one of those. I'll give away some coaching sessions. That Ninja blender, that is going to be one of our giveaways. So I'll be giving that away to somebody. So being here, participating, it's going to end up in being free gifts for people. So I'm like, all right, I'm sending that out. Listen, here's what I believe. My God is a giver. And so God is a giver. I want to be a giver. And so I want to give. So that's going to be given away as well as other things, but like those coaching sessions, all that. So, but you got to be connected in order to have it. So be connected, stay connected, and we're going to have a fantastic week. I appreciate you all, right, for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for taking moments of your evening to hang out. Like I said, we're going to use the jump ropes. We're going to use this stuff this week. On Thursday, we're going to do a workout using the jump ropes. So if you can get it on Amazon, let it get shipped to you, and we're going to make it happen. All right. So love you all very much. I'm B.A. Shepherd, 2 P's, SHEPPARD, reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep, and you are beautiful. You are amazing, and you are strong. Love you all very much. Have a good night. See you.